Hey everybody, we are on day 71 in our Bible reading plan, Numbers chapters 1 through 3 and Psalm 71. A really good psalm, by the way. Spend a minute praying it over with the Lord. Let me give you the big idea and then bring you up to speed. By the way, I love that we're back in the Old Testament. I know Numbers will have some amazing stops, but also some challenging reads. But I adored the Old Testament, and as happy as I was to be in Luke, this is an awesome change again. We're going to learn a lot. And here's the big idea. God did not deliver the people of Israel from slavery just to save them. The point wasn't just to leave Egypt and just to let them go, like, yay, you're no longer slaves. There was more to that. The point was to faithfully grow them into a nation and a people of his own, even in the wilderness. In fact, the entire time in Numbers is going to be in the wilderness. The Hebrew name of the book, of course, Numbers is all about numbers and census and statistics, but the actual Hebrew name of the book is Bamidbar, and that means in the desert. And so you guys know how much I love the desert, and here again is a reminder that God is with us in the deserts of life. I love the very first verse of Numbers 1, verse 1. The Lord spoke to Moses. The fact that God speaks to us, does it still not make us stand in awe or kneel in awe before him? We can open his word and God speaks to us through his word, which is awesome. But here it's even better. It says in the wilderness of Sinai. Remember where we are. We're a year out of Egypt. They're still around the base of the mountain. We're going to go 38 years about in the book of Numbers in the wilderness. It wasn't meant to be that long. Well, by God's sovereign knowing it was, but the people caused it by their disbelief, and we're going to learn all about that. It's going to be an awesome time in Numbers. Today, a lot of time in the census of the people. God's numbering them because remember, he's creating them, he's growing them into a nation, and part of that counting is to see how many people were able to go to war. There's 12 tribes and then the Levites, and the way that you get the 12 tribes, if you go through, is that Joseph has two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. So you're like, wait, what, is there now 13 tribes? We're going to make sense of that as we get through the book of Numbers, but for now you can track that. The biggest tribe is the tribe of Judah, which is a fulfillment of the prophecy of what Jacob said about Judah back in the end of the book of Genesis, before Jacob died. And then the Levites, of course, are separated unto God. They were not listed with the rest of the tribes because they were gods. They would guard the temple and all the activities that were surrounding the temple. Chapter 3, we see how God is using the next two of Aaron's sons. Aaron, remember, is the older brother of Moses, and he's a troubled guy sometimes, but he is the high priest, and we're going to see more about Aaron later in the book of Numbers. I think for today, that would be probably the point of reflection is, what wilderness are you going through right now? Your time in the wilderness is not an accident. I've said this over and over again, and I think we see this in the book of Numbers. We're going to see it. And so remember today, God's point in saving you isn't just to save you, but to grow you, to sanctify you, to help you to become stronger, a people his own, as you wander, hopefully not wander, but walk with him in the desert of your life right now. So let's pray that God would show us his hand in the desert and teach us the lessons that he wants us to learn as we walk through the desert with him.